Welcome to my second video, which is about nicotine addiction. Nicotine addiction in teens. Nicotine addiction among teens has become increasingly alarming, particularly with the rise of e-cigarettes and vaping. According to the 2021 National Youth Tobacco Survey, approximately 26.3% of high schoolers reported using e-cigarettes, often believing them to be a safer alternative to traditional cigarettes. This video explores the underlying factors of this addiction as well as its health implications. Prevalence and trends. The surge in teen nicotine use is significantly driven by the marketing of flavored vaping products. A report from the American Journal of Public Health highlights that flavored products, which range from fruity to dessert-like options, are specifically designed to attract young users. This approach has proven effective as teens find it easier to start using nicotine through these appealing flavors. As can be seen, 27.5% of high schoolers reported using e-cigarettes, and nearly 85% of these e-cigarette users reported using flavored vaping products, showing the direct impact of such marketing. Social media platforms also play a pivotal role in promoting e-cigarettes as trendy and socially acceptable. A study by the Truth Initiative found that nearly 80% of teens are exposed to ads promoting e-cigarettes on social media, often in contexts that make vaping seem harmless or even fashionable. This content exposure increases their likelihood of use, as social media influencers and peers often glamorize vaping. This is just an image of, some vapes that are available at a gas station, and I think it's pretty mind-blowing to see how colorful these are to attract the young adolescent brain. Moreover, peer influence amplifies these trends. Teens who see their friends or classmates vaping are more likely to try it themselves, believing it's a low-risk activity. The perception of minimal harm associated with e-cigarette use contributes heavily to this trend, with many teens falsely convinced that vaping is far less dangerous than smoking. In reality, these misconceptions only deepen the cycle of addiction as nicotine dependence builds extremely quickly. Nicotine is a highly absorbed chemical by your body, and therefore dependence builds quickly. Health risks. Nicotine is a highly addictive substance, and its effects on the developing adolescent brain are particularly concerning. Research published in Neuroscience and Biobehavioral Reviews shows that nicotine exposure during adolescence can interfere with brain development, leading to attention deficits and an increased susceptibility to mood disorders such as anxiety and depression. The adolescent's brain is particularly vulnerable, with nicotine exposure potentially altering the brain's reward system, making addiction more likely and withdrawal symptoms more severe. In addition to its effects on brain development, vaping exposes teens to harmful chemicals, including formaldehyde, aceclorine, and volatile organic compounds, all of these which can damage lung tissue. The CDC has documented numerous cases of severe lung injuries associated with vaping, known as EVLI, e-cigarette or vaping use-associated lung injury. As of 2020, there have been over 28 hospitalizations and 68 confirmed deaths in teens due to EVLI. These cases highlight that despite its safer reputation, vaping carries substantial risks. These are just a few of the chemicals that vaping exposes its users to. Emerging trends. Beyond e-cigarettes, new nicotine products such as nicotine pouches and heated tobacco products are gaining popularity among teens. These products are often marketed as modern or cleaner alternatives, without the stigma attached to traditional smoking. However, they still pose an additional risk. I'm going to go back to the slide that just shows you the amount of chemicals that go in your lungs when you take a single hit, including heavy metals, and these definitely do cause defects such as cancer and popcorn lung. These products, marketed as smoke-free and odor-free, are increasingly popular because they are discreet, allowing teens to use them in places where vaping or smoking would be otherwise prohibited. This trend reveals a new hidden layer to the teen nicotine addiction epidemic, one that requires proactive prevention efforts. Now we're going to talk about the deterrents and strategies to combat teen addiction. Number one is an educational program in schools, where schools should implement a mandatory education program that educates students about the risks of nicotine use, particularly with e-cigarettes and emerging products. These programs could include interactive workshops, real-life testimonials from those affected by nicotine addiction, and myth-busting activity to address misconceptions about vaping. Research indicates that students exposed to such programs are 30% less likely to begin using nicotine products. Social media and marketing regulations. Stricter regulations on social media marketing of nicotine products could help reduce teen exposure to glamorized depictions of vaping. Working with social media companies to restrict influencer promotions of e-cigarettes and enforce age-based visibility restrictions on ads can lower the allure of vaping. Studies show that teens are 20% less likely to try vaping when not exposed to such ads, proving that reduced exposure can be impactful. Number 3, enhance access to counseling and mental support. Many teens turn to nicotine as a way to cope with stress or anxiety, underscoring the need for accessible mental health resources. Schools can offer counseling, peer support groups, and alternative stress management strategies to help students address the root cause of their stress without resorting to nicotine. They have seen a 20% reduction in students who do this. And strict age verification for purposes. Enforcing strict age verification purchasing nicotine products, including online sales, is essential in limiting teen access. Policies that penalize retailers who sell to minors and increase legal repercussions for those who have done so have proven very effective. In fact, communities with rigorous enforcement report a 40% decrease in sale of nicotine products to minors. To conclude, nicotine addiction among teens is a pressing public health issue that requires a coordinated response from parents, schools, policymakers, as well as communities. By raising awareness, enforcing stricter regulations, and providing teens with the resources they need to make healthier choices, we can help curb this growing epidemic. Only through comprehensive education and community action can we protect the health and well-being of the next generation from the risks of nicotine addiction. Thank you so much, and always remember, help is available.